England began the final day of the last Test match needing 8 runs to make Australia bat again, and Australia had the chance of a breakthrough because the new ball was due in only 9 overs' time. We join play now with Max Walker bowling to Tony Greig.
A friendly full toss to start off proceedings, put away by Tony Greig for 2 runs. This will be Ashley Mallett's 51st over of this innings. His 50 overs bowled at a cost of 59 runs. Woolmer tucking it nicely through the 2 short legs. Coming back for the 2nd run. Good run in there. And the applause, not particularly for the shot, but the fact that that brings the England score level with Australia. 341 was the difference when they followed on 3 days ago. He's got it away nicely on the offside. That'll be his 50 as Ross Edwards chases it. So a good encouraging start here for England and Bob Woolmer this morning. Going through to his 50 in a long haul yesterday, and it's taken him just close on 4 hours. So it's up to Greig and Woolmer to try and see this new ball off, and if they can do that fairly comfortably, England in turn will be in a fine position to hold the Australians at bay. There's the new ball being signalled to the scorers. Lily to Greig. It's a good shot. Short ball, pitched halfway down, and Greig latching onto that very quickly indeed. Oh, it's a good ball. Catching an inside edge, flying away down there to deep long leg.
And that is out. So Dennis Lillee breaks through. And it's the 5th wicket to go down for England. Tony Greig out to a good delivery there from Lillee. 6th day, and he's still able to get the ball to move away from the bat. And it's his 4th wicket. Very good delivery from Max Walker. Again, the one leaving the bat. Missing leg stump, I should think. Max Walker bowled that on a fairly acute angle. Have another look at it here. Woolmer was moving into his stumps. Yes, it must have been very close, but I think it reinforces the impression that it might just have missed leg stump. Oh, that went through at catching height. Not sure what happened there, but no one seemed to sight it at all. The 2 Chappells made a very belated move. Greig at 2nd step hadn't moved, and Ian only just got the hand down at the last moment. That's 4 runs. Quite an involuntary stroke there. Alan Knott was leaving the bat out of the way of the ball, but it came back enough to hit it and run straight along the ground to 3rd man.
First appearance of Jeff Thompson today, with England's lead standing on 58. 3 slips and a gully coming into Bob Woolmer. Plenty of time there from that loosener to put it away wide of Ross Edwards and bring up the 400 for England. Driven firmly past mid-off there by Woolmer. That'll go through for 4. No rain here at the Old for days. This outfield brown and barren, and the ball always gathering pace there once it beats the fielder.
Good shot for 4. Very strong driver, Bob Woolmer. He doesn't waste any time once the ball's over pitched. Mainly concerned with the forward defensive stroke to anything on length, but that extra yard of length from the off spinner brings him into the cover drive, and it's a good shot. Nicely timed, foot across to it. It's a bit too high, I'd say. Not many spectators in the ground this morning. Not all that many watching from outside either. There's one man with a little bird's eye view. Lovely shot. It's twice in this spell that Woolmer's got nutted away between cover and mid-off. It was a good shot.
Lily to Woolmer. Took that one in, but got hardly any response at all. It bounced very gently and slowly off the wicket. Woolmer allowing it to hit him. Have a little bruise there tomorrow, but he won't mind that, particularly if he can get 6 more runs. That's a good ball, certainly beaten there, played and missed. And Lily, even at this stage, able to pull one like this out of the bag. And Mallet to continue. Oh, been a chance there if there'd been another short leg in. That one turned, lifted a bit. Woolmer taking 2 runs, and he's had 2 short legs posted there for Alan Knott, and it taken him away for Bob Woolmer. That's through, that's a fine shot, that's going all the way through for 4. And a magnificent achievement then by Bob Woolmer. Really has been a wonderful effort in just his 2nd test match. And Alan Knott going out to shake him very warmly by the hand. And deserving the acclaim of this oval crowd.
Included 11 fours and
11 fours in that 100. It's taken him 392 minutes. And in fact, it is the slowest century ever recorded in an England-Australia Test series. But absolutely vital for England that Bob Woolmer stayed there. His first 100, of course, in Test match cricket. And it's only the 600 he's ever made in his life. Ian Chappell, the Australian captain, coming on to bowl his leg breaks from the pavilion end, taking over from Mallet. Oh, it's a great shot. Good a shot it is played. The whole of the time he's been out there. Tossed high by Chappell, inviting the cover drive. And Woolmer there playing it to perfection. Oh, that's another fine shot. Found the gap again between bowler and mid-off. Ian Chappell looking here to try and buy the wicket of Bob Woolmer now. Bowled considerably slower in this over, tossed it higher, given it a bit of air. the young Kent cricketer has taken full advantage, moved on to 109. They've picked that one up all right, dropped it short, nobody around there at mid-wicket. Turning for the third and coming back for the fourth. 4-all run to Alan Knott. And Dennis Lilly must surely now be on the point of having a breather. A great spell from the pace bowler, complete in 50 overs, 4 wickets at a cost of 90.
Man behind square leg saving the single, mid-wicket and mid-on. That was Ross Edwards' first ball in Test cricket. Four runs. And the England lead now 133. Partnership comes up in 158 minutes between Bob Woolmer and Alan Knott. And 4 more. Takes him on to 49. Half-century to Alan Knott, and the total going on to 484. Took him 161 minutes, and he hit 4 boundaries in that 50. The overall lead now is 143.
But I can't see after this long grind here that any early declarations going to come. I wouldn't be surprised with a late one, just on the possible basis of picking up a few wickets. Oh, what a push that was.
4 more. Good shot. Nicely kept down. He played at the pitch of it, and they'll take the 4 runs there. They all run. That's 4 runs, and that is Bob Woolmer's highest score in first-class cricket. His previous best was 125. Against Oxford University at Oxford earlier in the summer, and the 500 has come up as well. Shortly after making that 125 against Oxford, Woolmer hit another 125 against Derbyshire at Chesterfield, so he's beaten those scores today. 129, his best in first-class cricket. Attempted bouncer and 4 runs to take Woolmer on to 138.
A big shout for a catch, yes, and a long delay there from umpire Spencer, finally giving Alan Knott out. Waiting to see, I think, if that ball had carried to Marsh. Went through very low indeed, down on the ground, but Alan Knott perfectly happy, I think, about it. Little inside edge, a wicket to Walters, and Alan Knott out for 64. Playing now with a certain amount of freedom, looking there to put it away down the third man. I think you could almost see the deflection going down and low, and a really fine catch that by Marsh, and also a really fine innings from Alan Knott. Came in at a critical time when it was vital for him to stay there and make runs. He did just that and saw England surely safely through here. And that's a gentle catch from Chris Howell off it to mid-off. Ian Chaplin, unusual spot there from mid-off. And Chris Howell, who's been sat in the pavilion for 2.5 days waiting to go into bat, falls without scoring. And Walters does the trick again for Australia. Chris Howell here offering a very gentle catch to mid-off. Ball never quite there, of course, for the drive, and the bat going through and resulting in a very simple catch.
Philip Edmonds.
Well, that's a really fine shot. Edmonds opening his shoulders there, giving that half volley the full treatment. Really cracked that away wide of mid-on for 4. Well, that 4 takes England's score past the Australian score here in the first innings. 5:33 now. Australia making 5:22. They declared with 9 men down. And trouble here. Yes, Phil Edmonds will have to go. Woolmer already down that end, and Phil Edmonds there sacrificing his wicket to allow Woolmer to stay. Woolmer remains on 147, 5:33.47. Well, how would you believe it? Full toss, it's straight back at Doug Walters. And Doug Walters now has collected 3 wickets in a very short space of time. John Snow, the man out there, also out without scoring. So Chris Howell out for 0, Edmonds run out for 7, and now John Snow falling also without opening his account. A little collapse here at the end of the England innings. The 9th wicket going down on the same score at 533. Chappell to Underwood. Oh, and he too coming, wanting a little bit of the action. It's 2 runs there. And that's LBW, and Woolmer has gone, and England are all out. And Bob Woolmer, the last Englishman there to surrender his wicket for 149 in a really great performance. So Woolmer out there for 8.25 hours at a time when England really needed every run he could make. Has turned in a super performance for his country. The crowd that are still here giving him a fine hand, the Australian players joining in, and he really has played the most valuable innings of his career.
Well, that's a sizable second innings total there for England, 538. Bob Woolmer just 1 short of his 150. A splendid innings today. He really did play some glorious strokes, particularly on the offside, and it was in direct contrast with his batting yesterday. But he and Alan Knott today saw England out of danger. Not very good 64. He started off scratchily and then played well towards the end. The rest of the batsmen didn't have to worry because it was only academic from the time they came in. The 538 is the second longest innings in the history of Anglo-Australian cricket matches. The Australian bowlers, Walters picked up 4 for 34 in his 11 overs. But the best of the bowlers was Dennis Lilly, who also took 4. Now there's a travesty of statistics for you. Walters and Lilly getting the same number of wickets. Lilly 52 overs, 18 maidens, 4 for 91, and with the exception of one little spell with the second new ball, he bowled as well as I've ever seen him. A tremendous performance. None of the bowlers able to extract any life at all from the pitch there. Max Walker none for 91, Ashley Mallet none for 95. A disappointment that, 64 overs, 31 maidens, and I'm sure he's disappointed at not getting a wicket on either the 4th, 5th or 6th days. The Australians had a maximum of 25 minutes and 20 overs to play, and Tony Greig soon switched to his spin attack, and he was successful in picking up the wicket of Alan Turner, caught at short forward square leg by Bob Woolmer. Quite a simple catch, but one that probably encouraged Greig to switch to Edmonds and Underwood very quickly. Ross Edwards came out, sent in by Ian Chappell, playing in his last Test match in England. Last time he represented Australia, he was given a tremendous ovation all the way to the wicket by the spectators and all the England players. He'd made just 2 when Derek Underwood came on, had him drop first ball, and then Chris Old finally took a juggling catch at first slip to send Edwards back to the pavilion. So the 2 batsmen out, Turner for 8, Ross Edwards for 2, and finally the game was called off by the umpires for bad light when McCosker had made 25 and Greg Chappell 4. 40 for 2 Australia finished. The game was drawn. Australia won the series and retained the Ashes, and a little later Peter West talked with both captains.
Well, Ian Chappell, congratulations as the man who's won the series and kept the Ashes. So can I put the ball in the losing skipper's court to start with, Tony?
Yes, I'd like to say the same, Peter, to Ian and his side. Congratulations. They came out here to retain the Ashes. They've done just that. So one has to say well done and good luck to them.
You're not too tired to reply to that after 15 hours in the field, Ian.
Gee, I think I've had enough fielding for the rest of my career in this game. I was sick of the sight of that oval, I must admit.
You announced your retirement as captain officially today, but not as a player. That's right, is it?
No, I still go on playing, but I've had it as a captain. Yeah.
Why is that, dear?
15 and a half hours out there fielding, I think.
You've never lost a series since you won your lost your first Test match against Ray Illingworth's side, so you have a great record.
Yeah, I just felt that I'd always know when the right time came, and I just feel that now is the right time. It's getting a little bit harder, and I feel it's probably as much as anything. It's I think Australia is due for a new captain too, and a bit of a fresh thinking and so on. Don't think that helps it.
Tony, was there ever a moment after you've been put through the hoop in the first innings when you contemplated even the possibility of an English victory?
Well, to be realistic, I think I've got to say that the big thing was that could we save the game? I mean, a lot of runs behind and a wicket wearing. In fact, it didn't wear as much as we thought it would, but I thought that our chaps did pretty well to come out of it with a draw in the end the way we did. We were a long way behind, a lot of road to make up, and it would have been great to have been able to set them something to go for. But again, I don't think there have been too many captains who've lost Test matches on short time declarations. On a short time declaration, there's only really one winner on wickets like this, and that's the batting side.
Well, in hindsight, it appears now that the Test series was lost to England by Mike Dennis's decision at Edgbaston to give Australia first use of a good batting pitch and then find himself caught on a damp pitch by the Australian fast bowlers, a replica of the last summer in Australia. The games as a whole were very, very good. There were some good plus marks for England. David Steele played well in his first Test and then fortunately continued it on. It wasn't just a 9-day wonder, and Bob Woolmer came good in this final Test match. 2 real plus marks there as far as the England selectors were concerned. Chris Old, I thought, had quite a good series. His batting needs to improve a little more against the quick bowlers, but he's showing real signs of all-round ability at the moment. For Australia, well, they've lost Ian Chappell, and that is a blow as captain. He'll still be there as a player, but they have got McCosker as a very, very big improver on this tour. He'll be very good back in Australia against the West Indies, and he'll be back here in 1977. And 2 other names, Gary Gilmore, who's quite well known after his exploits on this tour, and the other one is Alan Hurst, who has bowled pretty fast on the occasions I've seen him during the past 4 months. A good series, sometimes really great cricket played, but always interesting. I don't think there were very many bad moments during the summer. It started off with the Prudential World Cup, finished with today's game at the Oval, and for me, a really good summer of cricket.